Welcome to Sheriff's Talk, a public affairs program of KWN TV 7. Join us every week as we talk various aspects of law enforcement and how important it is for the citizens and law enforcement to work together. Now join us for another edition of Sheriff Talk on KWN Live and Local TV Channel 7. Welcome in to Sheriff Talk for a brand new year in 2019. Hello, Sheriffs.
How y'all doing?
Good. We got a brand new year, and I hope everybody at home had a good holiday for both Christmas and New Year's. Welcome back to Sheriff Talk this year. Sheriff Bo Burnett and, of course, Dade County Sheriff Ray Cross. And we got a lot of things to talk about. And normally we open up and kind of talk about anything that's really hard law enforcement is that's going on, but I want to kind of do it reverse. I want to find out how the Christmas funds and the give it away presents, how everything that worked this year.
Ours went well.
We had ours December the 20th. We kind of did it different this year. We had the kids end up with 65, 70 kids at Walmart on December 20th. I had probably Jasper, Suppisburg, and Kimball sent officers, so we had shot with a cop and went great. Police chiefs, two of the police chiefs come up, Wayne Jordan, Suppisburg, and Tim Allison from Kimball. I got tickled. We gave Chief Jordan two young ladies, and they were real picky. Took them about 2 hours to shop, but Walmart worked great with us. We had a good turnout. Everything went great. Then we did vouchers at Foodland in Suppisburg. Helped about 60 people. Christmas Eve, they came up with another list and did what they call a Santa train. The officers got together and they took toys to kids' houses. I talked to one of the girls that worked on it yesterday in dispatch, and she said that next year she's going to emphasize more, instead of toys, more clothing. She said that she's seen a lot of kids that needed shoes and stuff, and she wanted next year to see if we could emphasize more,
more practical type gifts.
I know a kid thinks he wants a toy, but
right.
Really needs. She said she's seen a lot of kids that just need a good coat and need a good pair of shoes. So we're going to try to go that way next year. But it went great.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really rewarding to see the kids' faces, and when they open those or they get to shop for those presents and open them, and I'm sure it really helps the parents too that can't afford it to try to help these kids, and we're just glad to do it, and we appreciate the citizens and everybody that donates to it and all the businesses.
I tell you what I seen surprised me was a lot of the kids. I figured they'd go right to toy section, but they actually went to the clothing. I seen one bought a fishing rod. I mean,
Well, that's good.
It was a lot of them bought some jewelry, but I was really proud to see a lot of them went and bought clothing and things that especially the females that was 10, 12, 14-year-old.
That's good. Yeah.
They got something they really could use. I'd rather, because we all know probably after a week or two the toys thrown over in the corner and forgot about, but that coat or those pair of shoes or pants
that can be used.
They're going to be used all year long. So we're going to emphasize that more next year doing the clothing thing.
Well, I mean, it's
give them
great.
what they need, not what they want. Is
absolutely.
I usually hear politicians say.
But I'm glad it went well. I know that Mary Ann and Tommy, they were able to help, and that was good. That was rewarding for, I guess, for you, but also for them to be able to get back kind of in the swing of things.
Oh yeah. Yep. Mary Ann texted me earlier this morning. Tommy's got some appointments he's got to keep. Mary Ann was wanting to come back on the 14th, not going to be able to do it because Tommy's got to go to Athens and be fitted for his leg and stuff, but they'll be back. She's going to be back the 28th, so we're looking forward to that.
Okay, on a regular basis.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, good deal. I know that she's kind of been in and out. Well, so is Tommy. I've
Yeah.
seen
Oh,
him
yeah.
several times up and around the sheriff's department, and so that's
Tommy,
good news.
he's still the major.
Yep.
He's out, but he's the major.
I heard that. I still remember the night he was in the hospital, first in the hospital, that he was saying you need to take this car over and get this done, and he's still trying to put people where they need to be, which
right.
is, I mean, that's Tommy. That's good, for sure. Well, New Year. I know there's a lot of happening. We want to get an update on your canine officer and some of the other things that's happening. So we'll take our first break of the morning. Stay with us. Lots more still to discuss here on Sheriff Talk. We're back after this.
Why go online when you can have it today at Valley Liquidation Center, 321 Browns Ferry Road off I-24. We purchase truckloads of merchandise from large.com retailers and your local home remodeling stores and sell it all at 50% off retail. At Valley Liquidation Center, we have everything you need for home decor, furniture, bath, kitchen, flooring, outdoor furniture, tools, and so much more. And if you have a question, actually talk to someone in person instead of an anonymous person online or an email. Family owned and operated. Valley Liquidation Center, 321 Browns Ferry Road, Suite 125, 423-269-6444. Le Mans Mexican Restaurant is now open in Henniker, Alabama at 50 Lloyd Fry Drive. Karaoke on Thursday nights, $6 lunch specials, and catering is available. How about delivery? Yep, delivery is available with a minimum of 5 orders. Happy hour 2 to 5 Monday through Friday, and private party hosting is available with 2 locations to serve you in Henniker and Crossville. Le Mans Mexican Restaurant. Call 256-657-3999. Visit the all-new Alabama Fan Club and Museum in Fort Payne, Alabama, located just minutes off I-59. With over 50 years of music and memorabilia to celebrate the amazing career of the Country Music Hall of Fame band, Alabama. And while you're there, check out their fall Alabama merchandise. Call 256-845-1646 for more info. Group rates are available. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and 1 to 5 on Sunday. Admission is $10 for the museum. The Alabama Fan Club and Museum in Fort Payne, Alabama.
Handyman Salvage at 5121 Highway 136 West, just off of I-59, is where you can find Masonite planks, just $1 each. T111 4-bay sheets, only $17.99. Bifold doors at a great reduced price. And tape, buy one get one free of equal or lesser value. And buckets, 2 for $5. You'll find it all at Handyman Salvage. Come by and see us.
RE/MAX helps millions of families buy or sell a home every year. RE/MAX has over 120,000 agents worldwide. We are outstanding agents getting outstanding results.
RE/MAX provides us with so much training, our own personal website, amazing marketing materials to get your home sold as quickly as possible.
We here at RE/MAX Property Center value your business. We care about our customers. We are the home of hardworking agents. Give us a call today.
Back now to Sheriff Talk here on KWN. We've grown in the panel has grown.
It's grown.
in number. I'll go ahead and see y'all waiting on me what I was going to say. Only in number, guys. But welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Sheriff said he did not want to waste the talent that he had out here in the studio without y'all being on TV.
Right.
Not really sure what he meant by that. He did not elaborate. So welcome back. Let's start. There's been a lot of things happen, over the holidays that we want to kind of talk about. But one of the most notable was the situation with our canine officer in Dade County that really turned into a search that folks all over the tri-state area helped with.
Yeah. We appreciate all the concerns and the people wanting to help search for him and everything. But now, Casey York, our canine sergeant, was en route to help with a wreck that happened on the interstate. And as he got close to the wreck, he'd slow down, as he was approaching. And when he did, the door, they have what's called door poppers on them for the canines that if they're in trouble, they can hit a button and they'll pop the door and let the dog out. But this device that pops that door malfunctioned, and of course the dog, when the door opens, he's out, and so he probably didn't know the car was moving, and when the door opened, he jumped out and got injured, and of course he couldn't find the dog for that whole night. We searched, and I think we was up like 30-something hours trying to search for him, and I know Marion County was there. Thank you, Sheriff, for sending your guys over. Hamilton County. Several agencies and people coming out to help, and finally located him the next morning. He went under what we think a culvert, and just on the other side of the interstate, and fortunately there was a fence there where he couldn't get back across, and if it hadn't been for that fence, he could have ran out in front of a car and got hit. So we're glad that fence was there. But he's doing fine. He's back home now. They're still deciding if they're going to do surgery or not. They're hoping it might heal up. They're going to give it a few days and see, but if not, they'll take him to Nashville to be operated on.
Well, I mean, the canines, as a general rule, have really become an intricate part of law enforcement.
Yeah.
Most departments have them. Some city and county departments have them, and y'all utilize them quite often, don't you?
We do, and they're our state recognizes it as sort of like a police officer. If you injure a canine, it's just like injuring a police officer. So
yeah, as a matter of fact, I remember when that law, State Senator Jeff Mullis put that law together. It's been about what 7 or 8 years ago when out on Lookout Mountain, and I think you were there when that happened.
Yeah.
Kind of tell us a little bit about that.
There was a felon up there that was barricaded inside a trailer up there, a mobile home type travel trailer. And the Walker County officer went in to get him, was shot. The guy shot a shotgun and hit the officer a little bit in the face, and then killed the dog. And of course, we ended up catching the guy. But that's when that was the reason that law came into effect.
After that, and then it puts if you harm a canine officer, it's a felony.
Yeah.
And I think there's some jail time that's automatically put on that.
Yeah. We appreciate Senator Mullis, helping get that bill passed.
Well, I mean, they go through the training, and they have probably, to their credit, been able to get a lot of drugs off the street.
Right.
I mean, I think that's probably the biggest help that a canine does, as well as run down a perpetrator if they're running. Because this dog that you have here that got injured was actually, I don't like to use the word of attack dog. What do you actually call it?
He's just listed as a canine officer.
Right.
And,
he's trained to be able to go and apprehend somebody.
Yeah, our dog is trained 3 ways: for drugs, apprehension, and search. And which apprehension part is attack, and he will bite. So that's why the other night when people were calling wanting to come out and help search for him, we couldn't allow that because this dog is an attack dog. He will bite you if he's.
Well, especially if they're hurt.
Yeah, injured, they're going to be more dangerous than ever.
Yeah. So that's why I had to be careful about who was out there searching for him, because we don't want anybody accidentally bit, because he don't know a uniform from a regular street clothes. So unless the handler is there to call him off, if he was to attack, he wouldn't stop until his
Right.
handler was there.
So I mean, it was a danger, but it was a good ending.
Mm-hmm.
I know that y'all. I mean, as I was coming to work that next morning, and one of the officers was down at service station. I stopped at to get coffee, and she, you know, all of y'all like a family as far as officers anyway, but really concerned about your canines that you become attached just like you do your regular home dog.
Oh yeah, our Sergeant York had already lost one of our canines, Pharaoh, that had a intestinal problem that he died of. So, and he'd had him for several years and was very attached to him, just like a family member. Lost him. Now he got Rocco and has had him probably a little less than a year, and then almost lost him. So, you know, the family was pretty devastated because you know, you get attached to them, and they're a very important part of law enforcement.
Sheriff, I can't remember if you've got one or not.
I had one. I had to retire him, and we'd never got one back again. But so it's a big responsibility. I mean,
is.
People don't understand. It takes a patrol car off the street sometimes because you had to provide special. But we have had one. We're looking at doing it here in the future, but right now we don't have any.
Well,
don't have
the
one.
officer pretty much has to take ownership of that
Yeah,
dog 24 hours a day because it becomes an intricate. It's kind of like an extremity of that officer as far as the commands and things.
Yeah. They do constant training with him also.
Yeah.
One thing, Bank of Day, they help supply the food for him, so we appreciate that, and maybe some other businesses, but he's a great tool in law enforcement. Instead of, you know, sometimes in a bad situation, we can send a K-9 in where we don't have to send a human person in. Of course, we don't want anything to happen to the K-9.
Well, that's a perfect example out there on Lookout Mountain where the dog went through the door.
Sure.
You knew you had a felon on the inside. The dog went through the door and, of course, lost his life, but it probably saved the officer's life.
Yeah, it did.
You know, and just got grazed by some shotgun shells or whatever. So, well, anyway, that's good news about Rocco, and hopefully he'll be back on the mend and be able to use him again.
You know, Evan, as Sheriff Burnett sitting here, I can't tell him and these other sheriffs that help us out how much we appreciate them. You know, we have we just talking about our tri-state meeting that we're going to have coming up next month, and we do those quarterly, and that helps build a bond between the sheriffs and the deputies and the detectives. And when we need help, you know, it's not just a face that you're hearing on the radio. We know these people. We know we're going to help them as much as we can, and they do us. And I just want the sheriff to know how much we appreciate them.
Glad to do it.
Well, you know, and I know y'all work together very well, but you know, we've said it on this program before, and every one of y'all will agree. You know, the state line or the county line does not stop, and a lot of times you have the criminal element that goes back and forth. They try to use that to their advantage, but y'all have kind of taken some of that advantage away by being close-knit. Officer, or especially the detectives, talking to other detectives that are working on things, and we all know a lot of the families, you know, it's a family thing depending.
Well, we talk on the phone a lot, and then Chuck down to Jackson County, I called him other night about 9:30. I can't remember what it was because I always start off, "What you doing, Sheriff?" And he said, "On the couch watching TV." I said, well, okay, at least he wasn't asleep, and I don't remember what we was talking about, but I mean, you know, we've been around each other enough now that, you know, he's not, I'm not hesitant to call one of them, they're not hesitant to call me. I don't always catch the phone at that time, but, you know, and that's the reason we do the intel meetings. Like you said, I don't want just a voice on the radio, I want a face-to-face.
Right.
Like I said, the hardest problem we have is we can't spread them out. Everybody wants to set department to department. We have to
We look.
got to come up with a seating chart, ain't we, Sheriff?
Yeah, that's right. We're looking forward to. DeKalb County's got a new sheriff that just took over,
Right.
Nick Weldon, and we're going to be reaching out. I called one of the officers yesterday to get him to call me, and we're going to invite him to our tri-state meetings, and I'm sure he will. And also the chief of Fort Payne.
Yeah, I really
Chief
enjoyed
Island.
him being here on
Yeah,
the
he's
program.
a very good guy and good chief. So.
And
The,
he watches us on the show, so
Yeah.
he may be watching us.
Yeah,
Sheriff in Alabama, they take over first of the year.
I think so. I think
So
January.
he's just in his first week or two.
Right. Is that
Well,
correct?
I mean, actually, we covered a
so.
news story, and I think around the 13th that he was actually supposed to take over, but the former sheriff went ahead and turned all of his stuff in, and the governor appointed him. So he's kind of like the interim sheriff for the next couple of weeks, and then he's going to
Well,
be
you know, it's funny
reappointed
how
as
different
elected.
states work. I seen where in Florida the new governor is going to suspend the sheriff there, and you know, at the school shooting thing.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't know. You know, Tennessee the governor doesn't have that authority. I don't know about Georgia, but
No.
in Florida, evidently the governor can suspend the sheriff. And
Well, I know the
Scott
governor.
Israel, you know, the sheriff
Right.
there in Broward County.
Mhm.
You know, he's a lot of bad publicity about the way that school shooting was handled, and I seen where I think the new governor takes over today, and I think he said the first thing he's going to do is suspend that sheriff, and I didn't know that under the state constitution that any state that a governor could remove a sheriff, but evidently can.
I think
Only time I
Georgia.
ever seen it was on Andy Griffith, you know, but I don't know.
I do believe that the governor in Georgia has done that to some sheriffs.
I think they can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think it's a very
Rare case.
rare occasion. I think one that, and I may be speaking out of turn, but something like maybe they've convicted of a
Well, in
felon. and
Tennessee,
they
the district
took-
it files back on the district attorney's office to file a ouster suit against the sheriff if you know, for whatever reason that he's got in trouble or.
Ours would actually go through GBI to start with, and that GBI can, you know, issue warrants or whatever for sheriff if there's malfeasance or something like that going on.
I know the old saying that you know, the coroner was the only one to arrest the sheriff.
Used to be that way.
Well, you know, and of course, years ago, I went through the coroners at school at Forsyth, and I think, and they probably still do, the warrant said to any constable, sheriff, coroner, blah blah blah, across the top. If you read it, it still does that. And the way that they instructed, you know why that was on there? Because if it was a sheriff, this is what they told us: if there's a sheriff that all of y'all work, I mean, you got a department full of people. And if there is a Superior Court judge, and that's the only one that can write a warrant in Georgia on a sheriff, if they issue a warrant, then none of their employees may want to extradite, you know, or to enforce it. And it's been set up that a judge can instruct the coroner to go do it since he is not, it's another office.
Yeah. Well, also the sheriff, if his deputy went, he could fire that deputy, and they wouldn't have the arrest powers. So
Right.
that's
Right. It's kind of a fail-safe. It never happens.
And
I mean,
one-
you know,
another-
but
another
that's
thing-
why that name's up there on that warrant type thing.
Another thing they've changed in law is used to if there's something happened to the sheriff and he didn't have a designee assigned to take over something happening, which I have Tommy Bradford.
Right.
If something was to happen, that he would be sheriff, interim sheriff. But now, if I didn't have that, didn't have one in writing listed, then the probate judge would be interim sheriff until the election was held.
Right. I thought it was a probate judge, and then they could appoint someone if they didn't want to be, or
Right.
something like that, or whatever. But I don't know how we got off on all that discussion, you know, about the governor. You know, well, it was the governor of Florida suspending that sheriff there where that school shooting was.
Hey,
at, so.
I assume he has power to suspend him. I don't know what happens after that. I don't know if the legislature has to take it up to appoint a new sheriff or how that's. I don't know how that's done.
Well, you know that there's got to be lawyers involved. I guarantee you, when they're suspended, I'm sure something must have happened there.
Of course, now you have to understand that is a huge department.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think they've got 1,500 employees. So
Mm.
they even
Wow.
their patrol officers even have their own union. So you know, it's probably one of the most biggest departments in Florida, from what I've read about it.
Wow. We're going to take a break. You're watching Sheriff Talk for a brand new year here in 2019. We'll have more coming up.
Landers McLarty Ford of Fort Payne is your destination for quality automobile service. Landers McLarty is second to none when it comes to service on your vehicle. You can drop by and see us on Glen Boulevard Southwest in Fort Payne. Call our service department at 256-845-1101 or schedule an appointment online at LandersMcLartyFordFortPayne.com. So whether you drive a Ford or any other make of car, SUV or truck, see our ASE certified and Ford factory trained technicians today at Landers McLarty Ford in Fort Payne. At Comfort Gallery in Kimball, comfort is the key. And the key to making it easier to sleep, sit, and stand is a new PowerLift chair from Catnapper. Catnapper's PowerLift chairs feature comfort coil seating for long-lasting comfort and a powerful yet smooth, quiet motor. Some models even include heat and massage. It's really comfort at the touch of a button. See the full selection today when you visit Comfort Gallery. Free delivery and setup, 1 year free layaway, and 6 and 12 months same as cash. Available at Comfort Gallery, 780 Main Street, 1 mile north of I-24, exit 152A, Kimball, Tennessee. Gigabit Internet residential service is now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber in Jackson and Marshall County. Residential gig service is now available for only $79.95. Call today to have your gig service installed at 256-437-5000. High-speed fiber residential gig internet service now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber. Business and commercial customers can get gig service too. Call for pricing 256-437-5000. Gig service from North Alabama Electric Co-op, 256-437-5000.
Come hungry and leave satisfied at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon. Cloud's Pizza uses only the freshest ingredients, and we hand toss our own pizza dough. Our pizzas are made from scratch when you order, so they're always fresh. And don't forget about our famous Sand Mountain cheese sticks. You can eat from the daily buffet or try a mouth-watering hamburger or cheeseburger. Come see your friends at Cloud's Pizza, Highway 71 in Higdon, and never leave hungry. Call ahead at 597-3100 for Cloud's Pizza. Visit us on Facebook at Cloud's Pizza and more.
Come see us at Cloud's Pizza.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College is now accepting applications for classes. We offer programs in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 campus locations with financial aid options as well. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Drop by one of our campuses today or check us out at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Get focused. Get hired.
Sheriff Talk continues here on KWN TV. Thanks for joining us here on this our first get together of the brand new year. Sheriff, tragic news during the holidays. We had all of that rain. It seemed like it rained for months, but there was some flash flooding. We were under flood watches, and you had a group of campers. And
well, I think they had gone into a cave, kind of looking around, and the rain, the water, it kept raining, and the water got up, and they couldn't come out of the cave. They had to spend the night there. Then next day, they decided to try to cross the creek. It was 2 men and a lady, and she was washed away. We identified her. She actually had a Chattanooga address, but was originally from New York. But she was swept away due to the strength of the current of the water. And the EMA director and his people, some people in Chattanooga came over, and they found her probably about a mile down below where she swept away. So she, that was recovered, and she was sent for an autopsy. We hadn't heard back from it yet, but that was the worst. That was terrible.
Water like that. We always hear it, and I think we get complacent. Turn around, don't drown. I mean, we use all of those, but water can be so dangerous. Regular water. I mean, obviously you got the river and the creeks.
They put the things out to block the road for a purpose, and people will drive around them, and then they get swept off. What they don't understand, they're putting themselves in danger. But then you have to get all these people out here that are in danger, trying to rescue you or something. So we always say, if there's blockade there, don't go around it. But you're always going to find one that'll do it.
Always.
Well, and that was tragic that happened during that time. And we did have a lot of rain and trees fall and flooding and all kinds of.
Saturday's supposed to be nasty weather.
Is it? You're talking about a little.
I ain't say that word.
Yeah, can't even bait you into saying
They don't call it snow anymore. They call it a wintry mix.
Wintry mix. Well, see, that gets them off the hook.
Yeah.
Patrick, he can say wintry mix, and if it rains, that's a wintry mix, and if it snows or ices or whatever, he's covered.
They just about gone away from snow, and so we're going to have a wintry mix.
Well, it's the area that we live in, because they used to warn us all the time we're going to get snow. It never did, but we'd get a wintry mix, or
What gets us in trouble in Marion County is it can be cold and not too bad, but you can go to Montego or Tracy City And I had 3 or 4 inches of snow. Yeah. I've even seen it snow halfway down the mountain and stop where the temperature changed.
Right, yeah.
It's just amazing how it just be a straight line all up and down the mountain line. Snow, nothing.
Well, with you with having Mont Eagle's really more prone to that than even Lookout or Signal Mountain. And you got a little Signal Mountain on you, and you're
Just a little bit, mostly Mont Eagle and Suck Creek. But evidently Mont Eagle's higher because we have more problems at Mont Eagle. You know, over in Franklin County, Winchester, Sheriff Fuller, a friend of mine, and you know, I can call him. They'll have a terrible weather, and it's just pretty nice over this way. And I always contribute to the Mont Eagle blocking a lot of the bad weather off.
Yeah, I've always heard that. They said if it comes out of Huntsville, if it comes out of the south, then we better look out because Mont Eagle always so high it stops a lot of it.
In '93, you remember the snow went down towards the coast and then got in Alabama and made a turn right straight north. And they kept saying, we're going to get a bunch of snow. Nobody believed it, and then it snowed and it snowed. And they ended up, 22 inches of snow or something like that?
I think, 22, something like that? Yeah. I mean, it was...
It was a lot.
It was, that was a doozy. That's one of the blizzard of 93. Yep. That's for sure. We're talking with the sheriff's talking law enforcement here on a brand new edition for 2019. We got another break coming up. Stay with us. More to come on Sheriff Talk.
Come enjoy pizza for lunch or dinner in a family-friendly atmosphere at Stevie B's Pizza in Fort Payne. Enjoy the buffet and salad bar anytime or have a specialty pizza made to order. At Stevie B's, take advantage of 2 Stamp Tuesday for adult and senior buffets and Thirsty Thursdays when drinks are free after 4 p.m. Take out any medium pizza weekdays between 2 and 5 for just $4.49. And on the weekends, take out any 2 large pizzas just $14.99. Book your parties now by calling Stevie B's at 256-979-1234. Stevie B's Pizza, 2200 Galt Avenue North, Fort Payne. Can you gig it? Oh, yes, you can. We know you've been waiting for a long time, and now Tennessee Valley Net is bringing it to you. Gigabit internet service now available in certain areas of Dade County. Not just fast, super fast internet service now available from Tennessee Valley Net. People are talking, I mean really smiling about gig speed internet available in limited areas from Tennessee Valley Net. Call today at 706-657-4367 or log on at tvn.net and see if gig speed is available where you are. We know you'll gig it from Tennessee Valley Net. Delivering top-quality primary health care locally. We are Northeast Alabama Health Services. With 7 locations, there's one near you. Scottsboro, Section, North Sand Mountain and Higdon, Skyline, Woodville, Fife, and Fort Payne. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and of course your private insurance. If you're unemployed, low income, or have a high copay or deductible, you may also qualify for a reduced rate office visit as low as $16. Ask about our free medication program, and ladies, you may qualify for a free or reduced rate mammogram. Dental referrals for our patients with tooth removal and fillings for only $15. Putting your health concerns first, we're Northeast Alabama Health Services. Cervical cancer screenings now available at Northeast Alabama Health Services.
At First Southern State Bank, putting you first is our priority. First with convenience, with branches in 6 great communities: Fort Payne, Rainsville, Scottsboro, Higdon, and our Stevenson office now recently enlarged and remodeled. First with our friendly, experienced staff, always helpful and ready to serve. And first with our mobile on-the-go banking. Our mobile app is fantastic, user-friendly, secure, and free. So whether it's online or in person, you're our first priority at First Southern State Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Gross Furniture in Trenton, Georgia, you get the savings, the selection, and the satisfaction of getting the furniture you deserve at the prices you want. Come in, relax, and take your time. Our staff can assist you with the entire process, from expert advice to professional delivery. That's because Gross Furniture is local and treats you with honesty. Just north of the Courthouse Square on Highway 11 in Trenton. Gross Furniture, the home furnishing store that offers you more.
All right, back to the program we call Sheriff Talk. We talk law enforcement and talk with the sheriffs every week here on KWN TV. First one for 2019, and we welcome you back. Glad that you've joined us. We're getting into a brand new year. I know that we talked a little bit about this a little while ago about how well y'all work together, but you got another group meeting coming up here pretty quick that y'all going to get together and exchange information. And
next month, first week next month, we're going to meet up here at Jefferson's. They've I think it opens up. Is it reopened or?
A week from next week.
Next
They're
week.
gonna soft open.
Yeah.
But we've already reserved the room for the meeting, so we'll be having it there at Jefferson's.
Chuck down there, Jackson County must have been hungry. He kind of called wanting to get
Yeah,
this
he's wanting to get ready to go. He's ready to eat.
because he's through with his election. He had a general election in November, but
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about it. I'm assuming he's.
He said he wasn't worried about it. So.
Well, I think this person that ran against him actually had never been in law enforcement. What he told me, and he wasn't really. I think this guy's about all he wanted to have his name on the ballot, and I think Chuck won easily.
Yeah.
Well, all the elections are at least now are over, you know, and then we got 2 years coming up. They're, of course, on the federal level. They're already
It's
talking
going
about
to
it.
be crazy in 2 years.
Yeah. If it's not already, Sheriff, I'm not real sure. Some of the things that they're bringing out already is pretty.
You know, we'll talk about, I guess, with the border. You know, I'm not down there, so I don't know. I wish I really knew. Is it that big of a danger or not? I'm assuming I know there's some, but you know, you got so many opinions. I don't know.
Well, the ones that I listen to the most are the Border Patrol officers.
Right.
Because, you know, I think they shoot pretty straight.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're saying they need a border.
What they're doing too.
Right. I mean, you're there every day. You know, I mean, they're doing y'all's job down there and in a big way.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
you know,
I have no problem with them coming over if they do it the legal way.
Well, anybody.
And
I mean,
most, what's the bad thing about it is the immigrants that come here that do it legally, you know, it takes a long time to get citizenship here, and they went through all that. It's kind of a slap in the face of them when they just come across here without
It takes
going
about
through
a
it.
year
So,
to go through the process. Don't
Yeah.
it?
well, I've thought the fact that maybe the process is too long. You know, maybe it doesn't need to take a year.
I think actually once you go through the process, you have to go in federal court, and the federal judge has to
Kind of swear you in.
swear
as
you
a
whatever.
citizen, yeah.
I think I've seen that on TV
Yeah.
where they have those ceremonies.
You know, and that's great. I mean, you know, I don't think it should never be about. To me, it's black and white. It's illegal, so it's wrong. You know,
well, if these
I mean,
were all
it's
good
not a-
family people coming over, it might be a little different. But you got gang members and everything else, just like the one that shot the officer out there.
Yeah.
That it's.
Well, all the drug guys tell us all the drugs are in our area are coming from Mexico.
They do.
You know,
The majority.
and I don't know. I've listened. You know, I try to listen to keep myself educated. You know, some of the people in politics and national level say they're coming in through the ports. You know, some of them saying they're coming across the border. I don't know, but I know that
If they're getting here.
it's getting here. I know that it's and it's ruining lives. And you know, Atlanta is a hub for the Southeast. From what we find out, you know, a lot of people. Then a lot of it brought to the Chattanooga area. Then we make a lot of arrests. Doing a lot of search warrants and stuff here the last month or two. So, but we're really seeing a big increase in meth, and they tell me it's coming from Mexico. It's cheap. There's a lot of it on the street. Y'all seeing a lot of that?
Yeah.
And I said another thing. We're seeing a lot of marijuana. Heroin. But meth is really the drug task force people tell me they're really seeing a big increase in meth, and we were just as the pill problem just I think it's topped out and it's going down, but like we always tell people when we get a handle on this and get this pushed down, and something pops up over here, and now they're telling us that the meth is really cheap and it's really plentiful on the street, so we're seeing a lot of meth.
Speaking of the drug task force, we lost a good
Seen
man.
Yeah, Commander Pat Doyle been with them for years, and I was talking to Dwayne Brown, the deputy commander, who was in my office yesterday, and talking about how when it first started, they were kind of in debt. They had to go borrow money. He remembers going borrowing $10,000 to help get the drug task force going, and I'm on the control board with them, and we had a meeting just here a while back, and they were up well over $800,000 in the budget. So they've really brought that. Pat was a big help in getting that drug task force up to where it is now, and it's a big loss that we've lost Pat. He had cancer and
Right.
spread to his brain, and he'd been dealing with it for quite a while, but it just overtook him here last
Yeah,
week.
he'd been on the show before.
Yeah.
He came over and been
Yeah,
on.
Pat was a great guy. Everybody misses him.
But, you know, those drug task force, we had the same problem up there. Ours a couple of years ago was just about non-existent. You know, and I've jumped in to help, and a lot of the sheriffs helped, and actually they got more money than I got now.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're out here, you know, they're out here making arrests. Say they cover 6 counties. That's 12th Judicial Drug Task Force. They ran office space for me, but they've actually got 3 full-time employees now, and they do a lot of search warrants and things. So seize a lot of money. They got some grants coming in, so they got good funding. They're doing good now.
Yeah. Our DTF officer just arrested 16 Ghostface members last month.
In Walker County,
Yeah,
most
Walker
of
County.
them. I'm not familiar with that. I've read a little bit about it. The ghost, it's just another gang, right?
They're a gang that actually originated in Georgia prisons, and of course spread to the streets. So pretty bad gang.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't think, you know, and I guess we're all guilty of it too. Well, it ain't gonna happen around here, but it is happening around here. You know, we say that sometimes. Well, you know, we're kind of shaded from some of that, but we're really not. You know, or at least doesn't appear to be.
That's what we was talking about before we come on there. You know, we've had a lot of several pursuits that went into Chattanooga area, and they were gang members from Chattanooga that had come over shoplifting, and you know, so we're starting to see them come this way.
Right. Of course, these interstates that we both deal with, that's where a lot of them travel.
I was going to ask you about that. You know, both of you have interstates in your counties, and you were talking about Atlanta being the hub, and I do know there. I mean, there's people that kind of give y'all down the road, and I'll say it like that. If you're out there patrolling on the interstates, you need to stay off. But there is a tremendous amount of drugs that come through our counties every day on the interstates. You know, and thus y'all been able to make a lot of arrests to get a lot of drugs off because of that.
We've got away from working the interstate as much interdiction as we do, you know, working in communities, because that way people see where their money goes. And you're right, I over around Murfreesboro and towards Nashville, you know, the drug task force go through there and they'd have 3 or 4 cars sitting there on the interstate, and I heard a lot of criticism from that. You know,
but they take a lot of drugs off
take
the
a
road,
lot of
too.
drugs off the street. But you know, somebody's got a lot of training. There was a trooper in Georgia here that was back a few years ago that was good at that. He was working 75 south towards Atlanta. You remember him? Was it Little?
Mickey
Little.
Little.
Mickey Little. Yeah, I remember Mickey.
You know, he
Yeah.
was known nationwide for as many drug arrests that he was making, because he worked nothing but interdiction. Didn't he end up retiring? Or
He actually
he got shot.
Got shot on the interstate, and they like to killed him, and he recovered, and was still one of the best troopers they've had.
But didn't they target him on account of he's taking some mean drugs?
Yeah, it was a drug stop I think he was on, and they jumped him and got his gun and shot him, and then tried to shoot again, and it misfired. Didn't go off, or they would have killed him.
I guess he's retired now, hasn't he?
He actually passed away.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Mickey was.
I hadn't heard that.
Several years ago, he passed away.
He done a lot of great things, getting a lot of drugs off, and in the process got a lot of money from the drug people, and you know that
Of course,
kept even more drugs off the
When you
street.
start taking that much money and drugs away from people going up and down between Chattanooga and Atlanta, you're gonna get well known.
Yeah.
You know, and he had like I said, he was probably one of the first that really led the effort on interdiction, because he was. He got a lot of publicity too, you know.
Right. Back when I started, when I was a deputy years ago, I worked with him a lot. And
He was a good guy.
He was a good guy.
Really good guy. Like that. But you still, I mean, you know, there's been a lot of money and a lot of drugs taken off because they come through the area. You know, one of the other things, and we got another break coming up, but and y'all know this, they teach you when you go to about the type of chemicals and things that travel through the interstate system. Drugs is not the only thing. You know, you'd be surprised what goes through on the rail and on the interstate every day, as far as, you know, different type of chemicals and stuff, and scare you to death. You knew what was traveling
we
through.
have to take hazmat classes and all the tractor trailers with the placards on them, and the trains and everything else that comes through. You'd be shocked if you knew what come through our county every day.
They used to, what was the word that they, Bethel bad stuff.
Yeah.
We're still having bad traffic problems coming down 24.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, when it seems like it's twice a week, isn't it?
Or every day, just
Every
about.
day.
We had last month close to 7 fatalities in our county, and I got a hold of GSP and MCCD to get some help over here, and they sent a lot of troopers over here, and so far it's eased up, and I hope it continues to. But I appreciate Captain
Are most
Stokes.
of the wrecks coming eastbound as soon as you come over the hill into Georgia?
We had some.
Or on down at the
59.
next, I had some at the next exit too, didn't
Yeah, we had.
Well, we had 2 or 3 from tractor trailers veering and going across the road and hitting trucks and tractor trailers, and there's a lot of big trucks
Of course,
involved.
what was that bad fatality in Florida? Was 7 people were killed?
Those
You know,
kids.
and evidently a private vehicle got into a truck, and they both went across the median and struck another truck head on. Then a van got in it. Ended up with 6, 7 vehicles.
And fiery crash.
Fiery crash, boys.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's not good at all. But you're right. Coming out of Marion County and going into Hamilton, and then coming back into Dade, going down that hill, it just seems like it's prone to having wrecks.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason.
Hey, these detectives down here on the end, I want to throw some good accolades toward them. They've helped out a lot on, of course, searching for Rocco and other things, but Cindy's helping out in the office. She's filling in for Mary Ann while she's out. Does a great job. Barry is nonstop on investigations and detective work, and he's doing a great job. I know we're not talking much down there, but I just want to throw it out there. They're doing a great job.
We can shut up, can't we?
We can let them have it. The Barry and Cindy show.
Yeah, we're going to be launching that. It'll be a spinoff. We're going to be a spinoff. I don't know what all they're going to do, but they can have some time. Speaking of time, we're going to take one more break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. And got to tell you about something that we're going to be involved in as far as the radio and the TV here, and the radio stations in Chattanooga and Channel 12. We'll tell you about that. These guys don't know it yet, but I'll share it with them too. Stay with us here on Sheriff Talk.
A time-tested financial institution equipped with the latest banking technology, the Bank of Dade, with mobile banking to fit your on-the-go lifestyle. Download our latest app today for your iPhone, Android, or tablet to bank on the go. Check your balance, pay bills, make deposits, and keep track of your account anytime and anywhere with the Bank of Dade's smartphone app. Make life easier by using today's most advanced banking technology to your advantage. Call us at 657-6842 or visit on the web at bankofdade.com. Your hometown bank since 1956, the Bank of Dade. Main office is on Highway 11 North in Trenton, and drive-thrus on Highway 11 North and Highway 136 West. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Hey, that cold weather is coming, and it's never too early to get your winter supplies from Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Everything you need to wrap pipes under the house, winterize around the doors. Make sure your outside faucets are protected, and keep those drafts from coming through the windows. Get your supplies for fall and winter for the home and farm today. Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Telephone 706-462-2071.
Innovation and quality. 2 things you don't normally hear about in a recruitment ad, but you'll hear a lot about innovation and quality when you join the team at Vanguard National Trailer. Vanguard is an industry leader in the production of dry van trailers and composite plate trailers.
And right now, Vanguard National Trailer is hiring energetic and hardworking team members to be assemblers and welders, as well as industrial maintenance for first shift openings.
And you'll work a full 40-hour week in 4 days, which means 3-day weekends. And overtime is available. Working at Vanguard National Trailer has other great benefits too, like paid holidays, paid vacation, medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, plus a 401k plan.
Full-time work, 3-day weekends, available overtime, and great benefits. That's Vanguard National Trailer.
Fill out your application today. Vanguard National Trailer is an equal opportunity employer.
Apply in person today. Starting pay $10 to $14 an hour, depending on position. Vanguard National Trailer Corporation, Highway 11 North, turn beside the Primary Healthcare Center on Vanguard Drive.
Have lunch or dinner at Guthrie's, home of the original Golden Fried Chicken Finger and the best chicken finger sauce in the world. Guthrie's can help you plan your family's meals or get-togethers with bucket specials every Tuesday, those delicious wings on Wednesday, and platters every day of the week. Plus, get sweet tea by the gallon. Remember, Guthrie's has a party room for small gatherings, too. Guthrie's, Highway 136 West in Trenton, home of those Golden Fried Chicken Fingers and the best chicken finger sauce in the world.
Guthrie's, not fast food, good food fast.
Back now to Sheriff Talk here on KWN, and I wanted to share with you a promotion that's coming up, and that News 12, along with WFLI AM and FM, KWN AM and FM, and the TV station here, KWN, going to be teaming up with the folks of the tri-state area. And the promotion, the thing we're going to do for Valentine's, we want to share your heart. We want to let you share your heart with a hero. We're going to be asking you to pick up wrapped, heart-shaped boxes of candy. And then we're going to have special drop-off locations and special remotes where you can bring your hearts, and we're going to distribute them to police, fire, EMS, and even then we're going to try to get them to the couple of the military units that are out of Holtzclaw down there in the Tennessee National Guard and from this area. So we feel like obviously sometimes the police doesn't get, they're not shown in a bad light or a good light always on national, but this tri-state area I know will come together, and we just feel like it's a good gesture to be able to do. So we want to share our heart with a hero, fire, police, EMS, that type folks. And we're going to be asking the community to buy these, get them together. And then on Valentine's Day, Mount V Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Ringgold, LeBron Clark, he's going to give us the vehicles, and we're going to load all of these up. And we're going to go to Marion County and Dade and Walker and Catoosa and Hamilton to, all of these different, Jackson and DeKalb, all these different offices, and take these hearts and distribute them to y'all. And of course, then you can get them out to your officers and whatever. So that's first, we've talked about it on the air. So that's going to be coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of promotion right up to Valentine's Day. So anyway, I know it's kind of hard for y'all to comment on it because you'll be a recipient of it, but I know the community as a whole, thanks to, y'all are the heroes, y'all represent the heroes, the city officers, the county officers, the state officers, the paramedics and the firemen that are out there, both volunteer and paid. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to ask people to take and get those heart-shaped boxes of candy, and then we're going to distribute them all. And, the sheriff's going, chocolate candy, we told him during the break, and I said, it's a symbolic thing, Sheriff. You do not have to eat it. Just say, you can, but you better check with Cindy first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better.
That's for sure.
Will it make it through the day? Probably not.
It'll never get home to Cindy, will it?
That's like during the Christmas holiday. Every time I turn around, somebody was sending a big thing of cookies to the apartment, and they set them out there. And it's like it's every day, and by the end of the day, they were gone. And next day, come in there, and there's
you felt obligated because they sent them, didn't you?
The bank or somebody would send in a big thing, and they didn't last long. I'd open them up, set them on the table there, and then next day I'd come by and there's an empty box.
Yeah,
they get eaten.
That is good. Well, I think this is going to be good. I've already talked with several people, and a few of them are already thinking, well, we're going to get our office to get together and get as many as we can and kind of compete with other people to do a collection of these. So there's no telling how many hundreds. We think with all of the fire, police, and EMS, it's going to take about 3,000 to 4,000 boxes. So I know that this tri-state area will rise to the occasion. So you'll hear a lot more about Share Your Heart with a Hero campaign. It's going to be coming up. News 12 and KWN TV, along with WFLI AM and FM and K1 AM and FM. We got that coming up for Valentine's Day.
Evan, can I
sure
talk about something we do every few months, I don't think I've mentioned on here before, but yesterday, myself, Judge McCormick, and a couple officers, and usually the chief of police go down to the linemen, have a new class coming in every so many weeks. And we go at the first of every class and talk to them about speeding, drinking, driving, alcohol-related crimes and stuff like that, and let them know that this is their warning. A lot of them come from New York, New Jersey, northern states, and they come down here and just kind of, a lot of them are young, under 21, the majority of them. Some of them got older guys, but we let them know that if get out here and do this stuff, you're going to end up in jail, and once you go to jail, the school will usually kick them out and send them back home. So I just want our citizens to know that we address that before they ever start class. So
is that the one right down here on 11?
Yeah, the Southeast
Is that
Lineman
many
School.
people come to that class?
We have over getting close to 300. There's 240 something in this class, but
and
I see all the polls
every 16 weeks, I think, right?
Yeah, the majority of the guys that come are there to learn to get a good career going. But you got a few every once in a while that usually 4 to 5 that get arrested for usually alcohol related, either drinking and driving or having a party at their house and having underage kids there and stuff. So we address that every time and let them know that this is your warning. If you do this, you are going to go to jail. So
well, I know that the Lyman College has been very proactive. Like you say, you get arrested and you forfeit all that money, right. And it's several $1,000s to go through that system.
Now, the Lyman School is a good thing here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I can't say enough good stuff about the staff there and the ownership.
The economy, they put a lot of money into the economy.
A lot of money comes into Dade County from this, and we don't want to lose them because that's a lot of revenue that comes in our county. But we do, I just want to let the citizens know we do address them on speeding and every other traffic offense that they do, that they will be arrested and cited, and they know that up front. So
it's all pickup truck and Colorado tags. So somebody drove a pickup truck all the way to here.
A class or two ago, the day we talked to them that evening, I had officers in there running radar to kids, and they wrote several tickets because guys coming from Lyman just didn't listen. So just let them know they had their warning yesterday.
So it's a new class, and I know that they go through several of those classes a year, and it keeps expanding. And they've added different type of Sheriff. You was talking about all the telephone poles down there, but they've started now a fiber optic school.
And we need them. When our power goes, I want my power on, don't you, Sheriff?
Yeah,
so
we up our quick.
We need them, but they need to obey the laws while they're here.
And one of the things, if you've got somebody that is looking for a career, they pay very well. And this school has got like a 98 or 99% placement rate. The power boards all over the country look to hire these graduates because they know they've already been trained and they know what they're doing. So they got a great placement rate, and some of these power companies pay pretty good money to start now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Well, sheriffs,
we can't go off there without talking about the football
last
game
night.
last night.
I knew
that was a shocker to me.
Well, I think it goes back sometimes to the fact that any given team can beat any given team on any given day.
That's right, you can.
I know. I never thought I'd see the day. I kind of felt sorry for the Alabama coach, but he looked pitiful last night. I mean, he's just.
Well, the only thing I can say there, he's made a lot of other coaches look that way.
Yes.
Over the.
You get used to them winning all the time, and just not getting beat, but they were just. They just got embarrassed, I guess you would call it. But it was something else.
It was not the caliber of play that we've all seen.
Never seen nothing like that.
I was reading something earlier this morning, and I know there's a lot of Alabama fans that are watching us right now, and a lot of them. They said this, as far as the coaching, was the worst performance in the last 12 years.
Well, I know what it was.
Wow. All right. Words of wisdom from Sheriff Cross. Go ahead.
They watched Georgia with Texas a few weeks ago, and that's what happened. You seen how Georgia played. That's my team, but they played just like Alabama did last night.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Hey, last year I run this guy that's a big Tennessee fan. It was the week after the Tennessee-Georgia game. Georgia beat Tennessee all of them. And he got out and had all his Tennessee stuff on, and I said, did you watch the ball game last week? He said, yeah, it's terrible. And I said, I know what happened. I've heard about what happened. He said, what happened? I said, they had a drug problem up there in Knoxville. And he said, what was that? And I said, Georgia drug them one end and the other.
We'll have to leave it there. I like that. Sorry, Cindy. I don't
care. I'm still
all right.
Well, I am too, but I mean,
They're just
Even though Alabama lost last night, they were in the national championship.
Absolutely.
So you got to give them that.
That's true.
Absolutely. A lot of college teams watched it from home.
Yeah.
So,
and I believe Knoxville, and I believe in town. I really like that coach.
I do too.
He's from out here on the mountain, isn't he?
At Rainsville.
Rainsville. So would that be DeKalb County or Jackson
DeKalb.
County?
DeKalb County.
Somebody told me his daddy coached up there at Marion County for a while.
For a while he did.
But
And Clemson's quarterback was from Carsville.
Yeah, there's definitely. And Clemson's
can-
coach graduated from Alabama.
Did he? Yeah.
He played for Alabama, certainly.
A
did.
walk-on.
Yeah, that's right. He
Got a
was a walk-on.
scholarship. Yeah.
He was a walk-on
He's
for
a
Alabama.
real. I think he's a real.
He's
genuine
never met
guy.
him, of course. But.
And it's kind of weird seeing Bush Jones on the Alabama sidelines, coaching. So.
Oh, what a tangle web. All right. Cody says we got to go. We'll
He's
see y'all
clapping.
next week. Thank you. And thanks for watching Sheriff Talk. You've been watching Sheriff Talk, live from the studios of KWN TV7, all around the tri-state area, as we give you information that you can use concerning law enforcement. Join us again next week for another episode of Sheriff Talk, a public affairs program of KWN TV7.